For over 1,000 years, the land of East Prussia, home to Königsberg, was a heartland of German culture. Established by the Teutonic Knights in the 13th century, it became the cradle of the Prussian kingdom and a center of German philosophy, its roots deeply embedded in Western civilization. Before World War II, East Prussia was entirely German, home to nearly 3 million people. This German presence extended far beyond, with another 1.5 million Germans in Ukraine and over 1 million German citizens in Poland, who maintained their own schools and cultural institutions, as documented in the 1931 census. But after 1945, this world was annihilated. The Soviet Union unleashed a brutal campaign of what it called denazification, a cynical disguise for a systematic policy of de-Westernization. From 1944 to 1948, the Soviets expelled or killed the region's entire German population of 2.2 million. Königsberg was cleared of its native German inhabitants and repopulated with Soviet settlers. This was not a post-war reshuffling. It was a calculated erasure of 1,000 years of history executed after the war had ended. Entire cities were forcibly transformed. The German language was banned, schools shuttered, and churches were either demolished or desecrated, converted into symbols of the new Soviet order. Königsberg was renamed Kaliningrad. By 1948, East Prussia had been effectively wiped from the map, its German culture erased and recast as a Soviet territory. Today, Russia maintains Kaliningrad as a heavily militarized exclave, a strategic fortress landlocked between Poland and Lithuania. It serves as Russia's westernmost military outpost in Europe, housing nuclear-capable missiles, a direct legacy of its Soviet conquest. This campaign of de-Westernization, initiated at the end of World War II, has never truly ended. If Russia's current claim in Ukraine is about denazification, why was an entire ethnic German population systematically eliminated from their ancestral lands? The answer exposes a consistent imperial strategy: erase the historic legitimacy of any power that resists its expansion. Soviet policies rewrote history, framing annexation as liberation and silencing all previous identities. But history's claims are not so easily erased. For over 1,000 years, German dukes, like those of the House of Brunswick, maintained sovereignty in these lands. Brunswick, in particular, always asserted its independence from the Holy Roman Emperors, a fact reflected in its heraldry. These sovereign claims persist today under international law. The surviving German institutions in modern-day Poland are islands of this former monarchic governance. The 1 million Germans who remained there after the Marxist overthrow represent only a fraction of a once thriving presence. Recognizing these historical claims is about upholding the principle of sovereignty against revisionist aggression. If left unchallenged, historical lies and territorial thefts enable further expansionist claims, linking the fate of Kaliningrad directly to the conflict in Ukraine. The call is for renewed public debate and political action in Germany and among NATO allies. Share this video to raise awareness about Russia's historical and ongoing occupation of German lands. Demand that German politicians address the legacy of this de-Westernization campaign, recognize the House of Brunswick as a historical claimant, and pressure international organizations for de-occupation as a symbol of post-Soviet de-escalation. The time has come for a serious discussion on restoring East Prussia. If Russia wants to prove it is not simply the Soviet Union with a new name, it must confront its imperial past and return Kaliningrad to its rightful place in European history.